Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're going to look at the SPY, the IWM, the Qs, the DIA, the IYT, and the USO. We follow the daily, weekly, monthly time frames. We use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. So today, not bad, 128 million on the SPY. We pretty much had a pause day, 8 cents down. The strong horse was the Qs because of Apple and the IBB. Other than that, everything was pretty much flat. So it's time to manipulate some of these stocks, get them up and down, and try to make money. That's what these institutions are trying to do. Like you got stocks like NetEase. What do you think they did? They bought calls. They're riding this thing up, and they're going to flip those and then ride them back down. That's what these guys are doing. They have to make money. So get their buddy to upgrade it or get the news out there to make this thing fly. Keeps going, keeps going. It's either squeezing or the weak money or the dumb money's getting in, and then they're going to slam it. Because when the SPY, the IWM, the Qs, the DIA, the IYT start to dump, you better step aside. I don't care what stock it is, it will be moving down. Unless that day has news, but the next day SPY keeps selling, it will follow. Just the way it is. All right, guys, so let's get into the daily SPY. Again, pause day today. But man, you know what? Let's look at intraday action. We haven't done that. So they right out of the chute, we opened up flat, popped it up, brought it back down. We stayed above the 20 MA, got above the 50, came up into here. But look, we had a topping tail. I wait for a retrace to short this thing. Never happened, so we did not short it. But oh my gosh, I wish we would have. Look at that. Came in, bearish pattern, down, bearish pattern, down, bearish pattern, down. And right at the end, you got some short covering. Because whoever went short down, up in here, they held it for a day, and down here you're going to start covering shorts. We covered shorts yesterday. We took a trade up in this area, and we covered our shorts and JPM while this thing was going down. Today we took NetEase, which I'll go over that chart in a couple minutes. That was an epic trade. Anyway, so bearish, bearish, bearish. But we've been looking at the 60-minute chart. Now I'm going to go over the IWM. This is, this up here, and then we broke down, but now we got a bearish inside bar starting. But this right here was all bearish. This is all bearish consolidation under the 20 MA. That's why I was saying if we recapture this 20 MA today, that's slightly on the bullish mode, then I'm thinking we possibly would go up and fill this gap up in here and hit the 50. Never did. Look at that. They tried getting it above, and then we had a quick short in here somewhere on the SPY. I hit some golf balls in the afternoon here, so I'm not even sure. All I know is I'm green on the day. That's all that really matters. And I know I did the SPY at least once. So, and then a couple other ones too. We covered half of Apple, we covered half of NetEase, we covered some other stocks, we covered half of the USO. When it popped up, we took it again. Just rinse and repeat over and over and over. We added to the wind short. I mean, the wind's going to come in, let me tell you. Someone's driving this stock up because they need to make money. But anyways, let's get back into the SPY. Look at the daily. Again, we did close below this inside bar, so right now we're bearish. Like I said yesterday, if this thing crosses the 50 MA, it's going to start heading down. If this thing's going sideways, 20 MA will come into price, and it's going to send this thing down. If you need it to go up, or if you're bullish, it needs to get above the MA. So if this curls down, it needs to attack it, get above it, fill the gap, and then actually go for the 220 area. If it does that, I'm still bearish, but God bless, step aside, let it go to 225 or so, and re-short again up there. Weekly chart. Weekly, we got to wait until the end of the week for this. It is only Wednesday. We're still above the 20 MA, and we're still above the gap fill, so it's slightly still strong. But let me tell you, this little tail here, and then we push right back down. We close below this red bar. I still think we're on to the downside. It's just waiting on pattern on the daily to see how that sets up to give us the next move. This as well, same area. As long as we close below this this doji candle at the end of the month, we're still in bearish mode. We're going down. If you're looking to, if you're a bull, you're looking to get above the 220 with confirmation, and then we could possibly move up. But right now, when a pattern like this fails, you got two big bullish patterns above the 20 MA starts to fail, we will be moving down, period. I've been telling that for weeks now. It's going to take the path of least resistance. This thing better break out, and boom, we're breaking down. All right, let's get into the IWM. Let's go through these quick. Again, pretty much a pause day, 2 cents up, same area we were yesterday, but now we're going sideways in a bearish manner underneath the moving averages. Just like the SPY, if this starts curling in the price, it's going to send it down. Weekly chart. Got to wait for Friday, but right now it looks like we're going to close below this red candle. That is bearish. Monthly chart. Again, 123.43 was your area, right into it, where this broke down, came back up, broke down. This is where all the bag holders are. Sorry about that, but this is where all the bag holders were. They were right in this area, buying, buying, buying. And oh, it's going up, it's breaking out. Then boom, boom, and they were like, holy cow, look at this. I'm stuck up here at 125. So as this thing was marching up, these guys were saying, you know what, just give me my money. I'm done. I'm break even. So, but then you still have the buyers up here on the hype. But look at this on a monthly chart. If this thing reverses, closes below this area, right in 119.07 area, we're on. That's it. We're going downtown, but I wanted to show you on the 60-minute as well. Look at this. Down, up and sideways, bearish manner, breaks down. Now we're in an inside bar bear, and we're still underneath the moving averages. This is telling me we don't want to go down. They're going to need to gap this thing up above these areas on some crap news you watch. They're going to gap this thing, and I'll show you just like on the USO. I haven't really looked at these guys. I'm going to make a short today, but if we read, they're going to have to hop it over this high, and then get it back to the 3.8 or 618 retrace, and possibly this high. If this thing doesn't get above the 20, we're going to go sideways. I mean, this is a great bearish pattern setting up for a Friday sell-off, if not tomorrow. So beware. If you are long, just watch for the gap up over the 20 MA. If we get that, then the longs are fine. They're still okay. But if this thing keeps going sideways below these things, look for the next sell. Daily chart, we talked about that. Weekly, talked about that. Monthly, same thing with that. Sorry about that. All right, Q's. Q's was a strong horse today, 55 cents up, if you want to call that strong. Daily pattern, they're trying to hold it above the 50 MA, but we are below the 20 MA. If you are bullish, it needs to recapture that, fill the gap, and get above this 118 area, then ultimately around the 118.78. If it cannot regain the 20 MA, then look for a breakdown below the 50 MA. Look for it to take out this low pivot or gap fill. Then I think we're going to go to this gap fill. And then ultimately, if we set up sideways for the next couple days, I think we could definitely get into the 109 area and then start filling some gaps down in here as well if the whole market starts to break down. Monthly chart, same thing. They popped it up, closed it above that, so that's slightly bullish. But now I want to see it close above this area, the all-time high, to continue on its upward momentum. But on no volume, no conviction, no way in hell this thing's going to keep breaking out. Now, usually patterns like this at highs, when they start to fail, it's bad news, and this thing will start heading down. It might step down, but not good. Election is kind of a wild card. I don't really follow it. I read some stuff on StockTwits and CNBC. Oh, the election, they're going to say. But you know what? When time's up in these markets, time's up. So watch it for a close below the 50 MA on the daily. And then as long as we're going sideways here, I think we can see more downward pressure. DIA. The Dow Jones, 37 cents down or 31 down on the day. Daily chart, we're still above this green candle low. As long as we're staying above there, it's okay. But we're still consolidating sideways, and now we're starting to cross over. This 20 MA is going to start coming down in the price. We're going to see how this thing reacts. They're going to need to pop it up. Janet Yellen and all the henchmen, they're going to have to get in there and do something. But wild card, if we have a ton of volume here, look out below. They're going to start dumping in her face, and when they do that, when there's one seller or just distribution going on, yeah, she can hold this thing up. When there's 6 or 7 sellers in, good luck with that one. Weekly, we're below the 20 MA, and as long as it stays below there on the weekly close, this one's going to keep moving down, in my opinion. If you're bullish, you need to get above this big red inside bar, then recapture the highs at 186.87. If not, this thing's going down. Monthly chart, same thing. We had a nice push up, never closed above this green candle. Now we're reversing nicely below the doji. We'll see where we close on the monthly basis. And the other thing too, the IWM, remember, every video that I've made, I've been saying it's lagging, it's lagging, it's lagging. And guess what? Now it's going to probably lead the way down, and then everything else is going to slowly follow the IWM and the IYT, another lagging indicator. When these things aren't making new highs and the markets are, not good. And that's how it's always been. So this one here, it held on for dear life. Let's go to the 10-minute chart. Let's see where this thing closed. They did pop it up. See what they did? Well, I think some shorts were covering at the end of the day. Because if you went a short on the IYT up in here, why wouldn't you start covering down in here for a short-term trade? Well, you'd be stupid not to. If you took 1,000, 2,000 shares up in this area and you just got $3, $4 or $3, you're not going to take any off the table? Come on, hello. So a little short covering possibly at the end of the day, but they did close it below this low. Actually, Huh. No, you know what? Oh no, because we popped it. Let's see, the low of the day was right here. Is it right on it? Hold on, hold on. Yeah, right above it. Look at that. They saved it. So they closed it right enough just to save it, because if we close below this red bar low, then and it's on. We're going to fill this gap around 138.62. Then we're coming into the 200 MA and this low pivot down in here around 136.78. I'm going to take that one out there. So we'll see. We have a gap window here too. So you know what? I'm going to take this out. I'm going to put this at the gap window. So that's where we touched today, and that's why it bounced and tried to hold. But man, let me tell you, we're below these moving averages. This will start to curl down just like the other charts. This starts to go sideways. This curls down. Boom. If this goes sideways for a couple of days on the weekly, or maybe 7, 8, 9 days, man, we're going a lot lower. Weekly chart. Remember this one, good bullish pattern. But if this bullish pattern fails, we get below these MAs, it's on. That's all. They need to save it, and they need to keep it above this. If they want to save it, they need to close it above this high pivot right around 146, 145.85. If they can't do that and this bearish or bullish pattern fails, downtown Charlie Brown. Oh man, just trying to make this one quick, guys. Also, monthly chart on the IYT, again, lagging indicator, bullish pattern in an inside bar bearish pattern. We popped above, they brought it right back in. We're reversing nice. We'll wait for the monthly close and see where this thing ends up. But right now, we're starting to reverse. They need to recapture the 20 MA and this blue line at 143.60 to put it in safe mode again and make everybody happy. Buy the dip. It always worked before. All right, let's look at the USO. Epic. We covered half of this one again. I mean, I just don't know what to tell you guys. So we did not ride this up. I shouldn't say that. But as it was riding up here, it hit this area with a big breakdown bar. We shorted, came back in. We covered half. We covered half right around 10:30. Went down one more day, shot right back up. We shorted again the half that we covered here, and then we shorted again. Actually, we covered back here even lower. I think it was a couple pennies. All my trades are on Twitter, not all of them, but a lot of them, but this one definitely was. So right now we are bearish on the USO. We're back below the moving averages, and this is what I want to show you. When there's a lot of resistance or support coming up, this is what these guys do. So they get everyone hyped, they spread the news, so this thing gaps up over the area, gaps up over that, gaps over the window, and I think it came down and shot right back up. But look, when you have big resistance, big support, if you don't want to deal with it, you just gap it up over it. Gap and go. Woohoo! It is great. So that's what I'm looking for on the SPY, actually, for a gap down and go. Because right now we're holding that double bottom right around 212.31 to 212.50. If that breaks tomorrow morning, we could definitely go down a lot further. I'm thinking 209.50 area is the next gap fill. We'll take it day by day. But the USO is starting to break down this trend line. They need to pop it up. So they're going to have to do something or spread the news. Oil inventory numbers were out today. I don't even know if they were good or bad. For me, I don't care. I just follow the charts. They need to get it above this trend line. If this thing confirms below, like I've been saying, we're going to hit this pivot here around 10 bucks. We're going to go to 976, and then we're going to end up somewhere down in here. If these areas start to break, we're going to be in trouble. Weekly chart. Again, we shorted up here on the 50 MA, came right back down, shot right back into the 50 MA. We shorted again. We covered here, covered there. We're still in half position, and we're going to hopefully we can ride it down for another buck or so. Let the patterns play out. They need to save it tomorrow. It's going to be interesting if the market's dumped. But this is a big bearish pattern on the monthly chart until it gets above this area right around 1174. We are in an inside bar bearish pattern and an overall macro bearish pattern. All right, guys, I'm going to cut it here. Thanks for watching my videos. God bless. See you on the charts.